So Consumnes will be Leondre Lintz, who has 7 points, all 7 from the charity stripes. As I mentioned to you earlier, that the women of Contra Costa, they're playing their opening round playoff game against the Vikings of DVC, and at halftime, the Vikings of DVC has a 3-point lead, 33-30, going into the third quarter for that matchup. So yeah, both teams from Contra Costa participating in the opening round of the playoffs. The men's team has a 9-point lead going into the second half, while the women's team are down by 3 going into the third quarter at DVC as they're on the road. So starting off in the second half, the same starters for both teams will come out and start the second half. And the Riverhawks from Consumnes River will be on defense starting the half, and they will have the possession arrow. And starting off the half will be the Comets of Contra Costa dressed in their white uniforms as Walton keys it in to Syvanthong. Syvanthong has it at the top, back over to Walton. Walton has it to the side. Syvanthong has it, drives in, short jumper at the free throw line. That is be off and rebounded by, fought by Smith, number 21. Deontay Smith had it in his hands, and it was knocked out of bounds by Bakari Bradford, who has to be careful, who has 3 fouls coming into the second half. So Consumnes Rivers has 3 players with 3 fouls, so they have to make sure they're careful. Nice inbound play to Wickett, and he'll be fouled. So excellent job for Contra Costa. Nice inbound pass from Syvanthong to Wickett, and Wickett will be fouled going to the rim, and that foul is on Consumnes Rivers. So Wickett will be starting off where he left off, back at the free throw line again, and his first free throw shot is up and good. So Larry Wickett adds on to his game high 14 points with his 15th point of the game. This is the second of 2 free throws, and that will be up and good as well. And Contra Costa will employ their diamond press out of the break. Nice steal by Wickett. Wickett over Syvanthong. Syvanthong drives it to the rim. Bucket by Syvanthong off the steal by Wickett. Contra Costa starts right back with the press. Tate has it to Lintz. Lintz gets it over the half-court line. Contra Costa pester press has been giving the Riverhawks problems all game long. Lintz with the tray ball from the top of the key. That's off, rebounded by Bakari. Bakari over to Doss. Doss has it, secures the rebound, back to Tate. Tate, the freshman, back over to Lintz. Lintz has it at the top. Double screen at the top for Lintz. Lintz turns, it comes on the screen. Wickett jumps out, hedges high. Lintz has it, kicks it over to Tate for the tray ball. Missed, long. Wickett with the rebound. Outlet to Syvanthong. Syvanthong to the rim. Bucket by Syvanthong. So Contra Costa coming out with a lot of energy. 6 quick buckets, and they extend their lead. Walton with the trap to Syvanthong. Doss has it, kicks it over to Lintz. Lintz picks up his dribble into Doss. Doss has it. Tries to settle the offense, drives it to the rim, and it will be an offensive foul on Kenny Doss, and that would be his 3rd foul as Syvanthong stepped in and took that charge. That'll be a turnover for Consumnes Rivers. Checking out of the game with his 3rd foul will be Kenny Doss, and checking in, Victor Wariso, checking in for the visiting Riverhawks of Consumnes River. Walton over the timeline. Dribble hands off to Syvanthong. Syvanthong drives it to the rim, throws it up, good. Circus shot by Syvanthong, and he comes out with a lot of energy in the second half. Lintz has in the backcourt, pressed, almost stolen, but it'll be fouled by Wickett. So Deontay Smith almost had to steal. Tate took the pass, dribbled up, and Wickett with the foul to stop the layup. So that's not a bad foul by Wickett. It's only his 2nd of the game, so he's looking pretty good in regards to fouls. So that was a good foul by Wickett. Make Consumnes earn every basket. Lintz has it. the front court, receives a screen, looks inside. Andrus has it over to Tate. Tate drives in on 7-draw. Tate drives it in. Circus shot to the rim, off and missed. 7-draw secures the rebound, drives it to the rim, to the front court, kicks it out to Tate. Wickett with the jam, stopped at the rim. Smith has it, deflected by Bakari. Nice play by Wickett. That would have brought the house down on that dunk. Tate has it over to Wariso. Wariso to Andrus. Andrus in the low block, guarded by Wickett. Over to Lintz. Lintz has it, guarded by Syvanthong. Wariso has it, drives in, picks up his dribble, guarded by Andrus, has it, steps in, and 7-draw's guarding him, and he's blocked by number 21, DeAndre Smith, with a block, but they're going to call Syvanthong with the foul on the floor. And so Andrus will be going to the free throw line, but nice in-to-in action, as Wickett would have brought the house down on that acrobatic dump, but it was stopped at the rim. Andrus with the first of 2 free throws, and the first one is up and good. So Andrus makes the first free throw, adds on to his point total, as he's the leading scorer for Consumnes Rivers, and his second free throw was missed, secured by number 21, and that will be Deontay Smith with the rebound, and Walton brings it over the front court. Barks out the play, Walton does. Hands the ball off to Wickett. Wickett has it at the top, throws in to Smith, dumps it down. Wickett has it at the top, eyes up the 3, kicks it back into Smith, drop step in the basket. 3-second call by Courtney Holmes, the official, called 3 seconds on Smith. Lintz picks it up. Tate has it over the front court, guarded by 7-draw. Andrus top of the key jumper off, rebounded by Bakari, and he will be fouled. So Bakari Bradford will be fouled on number 21, and that will be Deontay Smith, and that would be his second foul, and it'll be Bakari Bradford's first time to the free throw line this evening. So at 16:36 remaining, the Comets of Contra Costa holds a 50-34 lead, and Bakari first free throw, that doesn't look too good, and that is off. So that's his first free throw, and that was missed. Checking into the game, number 13, that'll be Sullen, as well as Smith checking in, and also checking into the game, first time this evening, will be number 55, Tyrell Chenevert. He'll be checking in as well. So Clever's first time checking in, and Bakari's second free throw. The first one didn't look too good. The second one doesn't look good as well. That'll be missed, and the rebound will be secured by Wickett. Wickett over to Wilson. Wilson to Sullen. Sullen to the rim. Euro step to the basket. Block. Bakari receives it on the loose ball. Wilson gets it back, but turns it right back over to Tate. Tate has it driving up the floor. He's being hawked by Contra Costa defenders. Gives the ball off to Lintz to settle the offense. Lintz to Wariso. Wariso has it at the top of the key. Drives into Tate. Receives the screen from Tate. Tate for the tray ball. That's missed. Rebound by Sullen in the open court. Makes the pass over. Wilson has it at the top of the key. Regains order of the offense, so Wilson restores order. Wilson over to Wickett. Wickett with the tray ball. In and out. And it'll be out of bounds. Contra Costa, and the Riverhawks will key it in under Contra Costa's basket. Lintz has it. Guarded by Wilson. Sullen looks for the run and jump. Lintz plays off. There's a jump coming. There's a turnover. Looks like it's going to be a turnover. There's going to be a foul on number 25. That's Jeremiah Alston, and that will be his third foul of the game. So Rae Jackson is checking in for Larry Wickett, and number 23, first time checking in, Jalen Dominique checking in for number 25, Jeremiah Alston. So Lintz has it over to Andrus. Andrus guarded in the block by Sullen. Size advantage there. Andrus with a turnaround jumper. Great defense by Sullen. Forces the miss and picks up a rebound. Drives it coast to coast with a short jumper. Missed Tipped in by number 23, just checking into the game. That's Jalen Dominique for his first basket of the game. Tate has it over the front court, guarded by Sullen. Reached in, Tate gets by Sullen, where Riso has it. Shoots the 3 ball. That ball will be short, picked up by Tate for the offensive rebound, and he'll be fouled going to the rim. So Johann Tate with the putback and was fouled going to the rim, and so Contra Costa will be picking up their 15th foul. Only 14:58 remaining in the second half of the game. They're up 52-34 as Tate has a chance to cut into this lead. He's 2 for 2 so far from free throws tonight, as they're doing a little housekeeping on the floor, making sure the floor is nice and clean, and Tate will be shooting the first of 2 free throws. First free throw by Tate is up and good. So that's his 3rd free throw, and he's 3 for 3 in the game so far. That cuts the lead to 52-35. Second free throw by Tate is up and good. And checking into the game will be Trevor Hooper for Tate, as Contra Costa will be keying in the ball on the far end of the basket. So Sullen keys it in to Rae Jackson, the freshman out of El Cerrito, California. Fakes the dribble handoff, drives in, slips on the floor, picked up by Lintz. Lintz has it coming up the floor. Great job by Wilson getting back on defense. Lintz to Wariso. Lintz has it, tray ball, in and out, picked up by Andrus, bucket good. So a costly turnover to a basket for Andrus. And just like that, Consumnes Riverhawks jump right back into this ball game, and Coach Johnson's not too happy about that last turnover as he calls a timeout. So as I mentioned earlier, in action away from Contra Costa, the women's team is playing the Vikings of Diablo Valley, and they were trailing 33-30 at half. Today's game will be brought to you by the Associated Students Union of Contra Costa. The Contra Costa College Associated Student Union is solely responsible for you seeing this game on BayAreaSportsTV.tv. So we'd like to thank them for their sponsorship and their continued support of BayAreaSportsTV.tv. Contra Costa keys the ball in. Sullen with the jumper at the top of the free throw. It's a tray ball for Sullen, just like that. Sullen comes in, knocks down the 3 ball. Right out of the timeout. So great play design by Johnson. Makes the coaches look brilliant after you can call an ATO and come out with a tray ball. Lintz has a nice pass inside, and he will be fouled. That'll be Andrus who will be fouled. I like the action. Lintz ran a horn set with Andrus. Andrus dove to the basket. Nice left-handed pass by Lintz. And at the result of that, Andrus will be going right back to the free throw line, where he's 3 for 3 so far in today's game. So the first free throw by Andrus is up and good, and he is marching towards his season average of 19.3 points a game. The freshman out of Lafayette, Louisiana, and that'll be good for his second free throw. As Contra Costa brings the ball over the timeline. That'll be Wilson with the ball. Surveys the defense. Hands it off to Sullen. Sullen with a second 3 again. That will be missed. Rebounded by Andrus. Andrus to Lintz. Out of bounds. Nice idea. But Hooper couldn't get there. And that's a costly turnover that you don't need in that situation here. What you need from Consumnes Rivers is baskets, not turnovers, as the clock is not your friend. 13:43 remaining. They're down by 15, 55-40. Wilson with the straight-on three ball, rebounded by Smith in the interiors, and he will be fouled on the rebound, and that will be fouled by number 10, and that would be Leondre Lintz, and that would be his 4th foul in the game. So I'm sure Coach Aye has a decision to make here. Does he leave Leondre in now with 13:35 left, or he pulls him out? It looks as though he's going to keep him in the game. Sullen drives it to the rim on out of bounds, throws it up, missed, rebound by number 34, Bakari. Lintz has it in the open court, surveys the floor, drives it to the rim, missed the layup, rebounded by Contra Costa. Wilson with the outlet, drives up the floor, kicks it to the right corner. Smith with the missed layup, put back by number 23. That's Jalen Dominique with his 2nd basket coming in. The Rivercats bring the ball over half court. Andrus has it, guarded by number 5. That's Jason Wright, who checked in, stolen by Wright. Wilson has it. Wilson to Sullen. Sullen to the rim. Shot to the rim, and it'll be a goaltending. Count the basket for Sullen. Goaltending for Andrus. And Contra Costa is running away right now with it. 59-40, a 19-point lead with 12:48 remaining. They're showing their medal now. They're showing why they're the number 7th ranked team, and with their 23 wins this season. Nice trapping defense. And it'll be a foul on the pass. So the foul will be on number 23. That'll be Jalen Dominique's first foul, and it was on the pass. So shooting free throws for Consumnes Rivers will be number 34, and that will be Bakari Bradford, who had 2 earlier free throws that didn't look too good. He's 0 for 2 so far. I'm sorry, that will be shooting free throws. They changed it. It will be Victor Wariso. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. He's 2 for 2 so far. Make that 3 for 3 for Wariso with 12:38 remaining in the second half. Contra Costa has a 59-41 lead. Second free throw by Wariso is up and good. And Contra Costa will key it in as Wilson will bring it over the timeline. Looks inside, passes over to Wickett. Wickett has it. Wickett over to Wright. Wright has it. Back to Wilson. Wilson turns the jumper down. Back to Wickett. Wright has it again. Back to Wilson. Wilson drives to the rim. Wickett with a short jumper. That bucket is good. Larry Wickett is on fire. Another basket for Wickett. Consumnes River over the timeline. Wariso drives it to the rim, picks up his dribble. Pass it over to Tate. Tate has it. Doesn't know what he wants to do with it. Short jumper in the middle of the key. Miss. Rebounded by Contra Costa. Wickett has it. Driving the rim. Euro step to the basket. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Consumnes River. Wariso drives it to the rim and will be fouled by number 23. And that would be Jalen Dominique with the foul. So Dominique says, you know what, I'm not going to give you a layup. I'm going to force you to make these 2 free throws. But the wrong man is shooting the free throws because Wariso is currently shooting 100%. He's 4 for 4 so far. So end-to-end action off the missed. Wariso goes to the rim. Dominique fouls, forces Consumnes Rivers to shoot 2 free throws. So Wariso is 4 for 4 so far in tonight's ball game with 11:40 remaining. Contra Costa has a 61-42 lead, showing why they average over 81 points per game, and their offense is predicated on their defense, and Wariso knocks down the first of 2 free throws. Checking back into the game will be number 3 and number 10. That will be Syvanthong and Walton. And checking out will be Wright and Wilson. Second free throw is up and good by Wariso. And Contra Costa will key it in as Coach Aye takes out number 10, Leondre Lintz, who has 4 personal fouls. Trevor Hooper checks in for Lintz. So 11:34 remaining. Contra Costa has a 61-44 lead. Walton passes to Wickett. Wickett with a jumper inside the key. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Bakari. Bakari up to Tate. Tate has it over the front court. Being hopped by Contra Costa. Steps to the lane. Layup up and good. And one. Nice job by Tate going end to end. And nobody stopped the ball. As a result, a layup by Tate, who has an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. And the foul was on Deontay Smith. That's his 3rd personal foul of the game. Tate with the free throw up and good. So Tate free throw is good. Chops that lead down to 15, 61-47. 61-47 for Contra Costa. Wickett has it, 7th all with the tray ball, left corner, rebound off, picked up by Consumnes Rivers. Tate has it, he has numbers, kicks in the front, Wariso slows it down, drives it to the rim. Andrus has it, Tate with the tray ball, off the rim and off. 7th row secures the rebound up to Dominguez. 7th row has it, slows it up, kicks it to Wickett. Wickett has it over to Walton. Walton back to Wickett. Wickett to Syvanthong. Syvanthong has it, setting the offense over to Smith. Jumper at the front of the free throw line. That's off. Rebounded high by Hooper. Tate has it, walks it up the floor, calls for set. Guarded by Walton, number 10. Tate with the jumper, missed, rebounded by Consumnes River, and an accidental foul by Wariso, and that would be his first foul of the game. So Wariso's first foul of the game, and Contra Costa will be keying in the ball. Checking back in will be Anthony Sullen, and checking out will be Jalen Dominique, who's had been a spark plug off the bench for Contra Costa. A little dribble weave action for Contra Costa. Walton passes inside to Smith, challenged by Bakari, and it was missed. Bakari with the rebound to Tate. Tate to Hooper. Hooper has it in the front court. Passes over to Tate, clears out. Syvanthong is guarding Tate. So Tate has it the front court, calls for a ball screen from Bakari. Bradford over to Wariso. Wariso kicks it in to Andrus at the low block, and travel first by Courtney Holmes calls a travel first as there's a turnover as Andrus shuffled his feet before going up to the basket. And a sub will be checking into the game. So Wickett will be checking out. I'm sure his night isn't through. And number 25, Jeremiah Alston, will be checking in for Wickett, who's had a yeoman's effort here tonight, leading all scorers in the game this evening. Walton with the ball over the front court, received the screen from Sullen, drives it in, bumps off of Hooper, shoots the jumper, rebounded by Tate for Consumnes. Tate has it, drives the ball up the rim, over to Andrus for the dunk. So Andrus with the dunk, nice pass and assist from Tate. So freshman to freshman. 7th row with the jumper, that is missed. Rebound by 7th row, secures the rebound, back up, missed again. Contra Costa with the second offensive rebound. Anthony Sullen has it. And a timeout on the floor by Coach Miguel Johnson. So I'm sure he's not happy on how they're playing so far, as there's plenty of basketball remaining in this basketball game, as Contra Costa is holding on to a 12-point lead, 61-49 in the second half of the game. So it's 8:42 remaining in the game. and Contra Costa has a 12-point lead. So in other action, on the other side of the ledger for the March for the championship series, the Final Four at Las Positas, you had number 1 City College of San Francisco, who's the number 1 Northern seed, taking on number 17 Sierra College, who won their play-in game against Columbia College 75-66. That game will take place on the 27th of February. Butte College will play Santa Rosa Junior College this evening, and College of the Sequoias will take on Cabrillo College. And also on the 27th, the number 4th ranked team in the Northern Division will be Las Positas College, playing number 14 West Hills tomorrow night. So as we return back to action on the floor, Contra Costa, 7th will key it in front of their bench. And dribbles the ball to the right, passes over to number 21, that's Smith. Smith over to Rae Jackson. Jackson has it, turns the screen down from Sullen, back over to Sullen. Sullen has it at the top of the key. Trey ball from the top of the key. That ball is off, rebounded by the guard, Tate. So Contra Costa has to be careful here. You can't play too sloppy. This game is over. And a Trey ball by Andrus is off, rebounded by Hooper inside, and looks like he's going to travel first. Lost control of it, had an opportunity for a putback, but shuffled his feet for the travel. That's a costly turnover that could have cut the lead to 9. Checking back into the game will be the do-it-all player. That'll be Larry Wickett, who's having a yeoman type of Herculean effort here tonight. He'll be checking in for Sullen, who checks out of the game. So Syvanthong over the timeline, passes over to Wickett. Wickett turns the shot down. 25 would be Jeremiah Alston with it over to Smith. Smith looks around. Rae Jackson has it. Short jumper. That ball is off. Rebounded by Consumnes. Consumnes has a chance to get this down to single digits. Tate has it at the top of the key. I'm sure they're going to try to get their money man Andrus involved in some kind of two-man game. And there he goes, where Riso gets it to Andrus. Sizes up Wickett. Short jumper over Wickett. Bucket. And he lets Wickett know about it as well. So Andrus comes right up and knocks down a jumper right in the face of Wickett. 7th all of the Wickett. So let's see if Wickett's going to answer. Rae Jackson with the tray ball. That ball is a long rebound by Smith. Smith has it. Picks up his dribble. And a foul by number 15. And that will be Victor Rorizo with the foul. And that'll put, that's only the 15th foul. So that's not a bad team foul with 7 minutes remaining. But guess what? The Riverhawks decline back in this game. They're down by 10. Contra Costa keys it in. Rae Jackson has it, dribbles around the perimeter, behind the back dribble, dribbles to the rim, and he was fouled going to the rim, and that foul will be on number 21, and that was Trevor Hooper with the foul, and it looks as though it's going to be a 2-shot foul for Rae Jackson. No, they called it on the floor, so Contra Costa will be keying it in under their rim. Syvanthong will be keying it in. Passes the ball to Smith. Smith back to Syvanthong with the jumper. And that is off the rim, and it'll be tipped out of bounds. It looked as though it was out of bounds on Contra Costa as the officials discuss it. It wasn't a deflection, and Contra Costa will regain control of the basketball. It appeared that the ball went off of Contra Costa, but Courtney Holmes, the official, didn't see it that way. And Contra Costa has the ball, almost a turnover in their front court. Wickett saves it, gives the ball to Syvanthong. Syvanthong has it back to Wickett. 1-on-1, Hooper has Wickett at the top of the key. That's not a matchup that Consumnes won. Wickett goes right to the rim, misses the shot. Picked up by Hooper. Hooper drives a Euro step to the basket, and he'll be fouled on the shot to the rim, and the foul will be on number 11, Rae Jackson. So Hooper gets the rebound, goes coast to coast, nice Euro step, and was fouled by Jackson, and it will be a timeout on the floor for Contra Costa. This 18-point lead is now down to 10, with an opportunity for the Riverhawks to jump right back in to get this to single digits, as Hooper will be shooting 2 free throws after the timeout. So in other action in the other conference, we have a lot of basketball going on. And so in the conference, you have, again, number 7 Contra Costa playing against number 10 Consumnes River, and that's the game you're watching this evening. Contra Costa is 23-7, while Consumnes River is 17-10. Saturday night, you'll have the 18th ranked Sacramento City, who won their playing game against Foothill College. They'll be taking on the number 2 seed. That'll be Feather River College. On the 27th, the 3rd ranked team will be Fresno City College, coming in with a 25-6 record, and they will be playing the 14th ranked San Jose City College in Fresno. And finally, the game this evening between the Chabot College Gladiators will be playing the Monterey Peninsula College February 26th, and that game is in Hayward, California at Chabot College. So a lot of action going on for the 2016 Tournament of Champions for the California State Junior College. So this is March Madness at its best. This is survive and advance. And so both teams are looking to get to that 3rd round game. And Contra Costa had a pretty convincing lead throughout the game, but due to some sloppy play, the Riverhawks have jumped right back in this game, and they have a chance to get it to single digits, as Trevor Hooper was shooting the first of 2 free throws, and the first one is up and good. So Hooper has knocked down those of his first points of the game, and he comes right back and knocks down his 2nd free throw. And before you know it, Contra Costa is in a dogfight. It's 61-53 with 6:20 remaining in the second half in regulation. Syvanthong has the ball over to Wickett. Wickett at the top. Nice pass inside to Smith. Smith with a nice jumper, good. So Wickett with a nice high-low game to Smith with his bucket. Tate breaks the press by Contra Costa. Wariso over to Hooper. Hooper has it, looking for Andrews. Coach calls thumbs up, some sort of ball screen. It looks like a 2-man game of low horns action. Andrews, Tate tried to cross over. Sullen has it, dunks it in. Costly turnover for Tate. Nice defense for Sullen for the slam dunk. Pressure on Contra Costa as there's sharks in the water. They smell the blood. Another turnover by Tate. Wickett, bucket. Contra Costa has jumped out after the timeout, and I'm sure that the coach for Devin Aye has to call timeout to regroup his team. 2 quick turnovers, 2 slam dunks, and just like that, a once 9-point lead is up to 14 by Contra Costa. So Contra Costa, who scores an average of 81.5 points per game, is well below that average. They're at 67 tonight, but their defense is definitely fueling their offense. They're getting a lot of open layups and lots of dunks to this high-flying offense that they do have. Very athletic players between Sullen and Wickett. Wickett is the leading scorer in the game, but Sullen, his dynamic duo, is jumping right back in there as well. A slow start for Sullen, but now he's jumping right up there on the scoring as well, as he had 7 at half. So I'm sure he's close to 15 going into the final 5 minutes of the second quarter of the game. The Riverhawks had a chance there. They were down by 8, just knocked down 2 free throws. That was Trevor Hooper. 2 free throws they knocked down. Couple of turnovers later, now they're down by 14 points with 5:25 remaining in the game. So I'm sure Coach Aye is telling his players the importance of possessing the basketball. You have to possess the basketball in these situations. because live ball turnovers results in slam dunks, and that's how Contra Costa wants to play. They want to turn you over, and they've been doing a good job of that this evening. So here comes the run and jump again on Tate. Tate is being chased from behind, gets it out to Wariso. There's a trap in the corner, and there's a foul, or it's a jump ball. You have one official calling foul, so Alan Pierce calls a foul. Courtney Holmes calls a jump ball, and so they're going to overrule that. So Alan Pierce is going to get the call, so it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a foul on number 13, and that'll be Anthony Sullen. And that will be his third personal foul in the game, and Wariso will be shooting the free throws. Wariso's is 4 for 4 so far, make that 5 for 5. Actually, Wariso is 7 for 7 from the line so far tonight. Second free throw up and good for Mr. Automatic, as Victor Wariso, who is 8 for 8 from the free throw line, as Tate checks out of the game and Hooper checks in. So Syvanthong has the ball. He's coming over the timeline. Contra Costa has a 12-point lead. So the Riverhawks has to do a good job of playing defense here. Sullen has it, drives to the rim. There was no defense at all. Sullen goes to the rim for the layup. So how could you not guard Sullen? That's a mistake by Consumnes River. Lintz has it, breaks the press, kicks it over to Andrews, goes to the rim, blocked by Smith, put back by Hooper. Nice action there as Andrews went for the highlight dunk, but Smith met him at the rim and said, "Get that out of here." So Sullen has the ball at the top of the key, sizes up Hooper, drives it to the rim, takes the body, receives the offensive rebound as Bakari slaps it out to him. This is the time where just run the clock down. Wickett goes in and shows his grown man strength and dunks the ball over the 6'9", Bakari Bradford. So Wickett shows grown man strength on that play and dunked over Bakari Bradford, two-hand slam, and he has a chance for the and one, and I believe that fouls out Bradford for the game, so that should be his 5th foul. Nice job by Wickett, showing his grown man strength there for the slam dunk, for the opportunity for the and one, and indeed it is an and one for Wickett, who's just a one-man wrecking crew tonight. Him and Sullen has been outstanding this evening. Contra Costa putting the pressure on. Consumnes breaks the press. Tate for the 3-ball, in and out. Wickett flies high for the rebound, secures it over to Syvanthong with 3:56 remaining, 24 seconds on the shot clock. Contra Costa just needs to run the clock and take a good shot. Wickett has it, kicks it over to Smith in the middle of the key, and he'll be fouled. Smith will be fouled on number 15, and that was Wariso with the foul. And he seemed angry when he made that foul on the bigger Smith. So Contra Costa has a chance to put more points on this lead. There's 72-57 with 3:46 remaining, and the first shot by Smith is no good. He's 0 for 3 from the free throw line today. Lintz breaks the press, kicks it over to Tate. Tate drives it in, all the way to the rim. Nice up and under by Tate. Bucket. Nice footwork by Tate, the freshman out of Gary, Indiana. And Syvanthong will bring the ball over half court. That's great footwork by Tate. Consumnes River has a ton of freshmen, so they're going to be around for at least for next year. They have a nice, talented squad. Wickett with the pass inside to Sullen. Sullen steps out of bounds before making the pass to Syvanthong. So these are the turnovers that you don't need. You just need possessions, good shots. Run your shot clock down, take a good shot, and you can walk out of here with a win tonight. Lintz has it, passed over to Tate again for the 3. Missed rebound. Tate high for it. Wickett fouled by Doss. So Wickett skies high for the rebound, and he will be fouled by Kenny Doss, and that will be his 4th team foul. And checking into the game will be number 1, and that would be Dwight Wilson, as he'll be checking into the game. But Wickett has had a yeoman's effort tonight, rebounding the basketball, scoring the basketball, highlight dunks. He's had a great game this evening. If we had to choose a player of the game, obviously it would be Larry Wickett, because he's been unstoppable, a one-man wrecking crew here this evening. So checking into the game will be number 21, and that would be Trevor Hooper, as Doss indeed fouled out of the game with his 5th team foul, so he's disqualified from the game. And Trevor Hooper will be checking in, as Wickett will be going back to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And the first one is no good. So that was a missed free throw by Wickett. That was an oddity to see that. He's been pretty much automatic from the free throw line. And it will be a foul on Contra Costa. And these are the fouls that drive coaches crazy, that you have a commanding lead, but we're fouling while leading on a missed free throw. So I'm sure that Coach Johnson will talk to his team about that in terms of how to close the game out. But with 2:54 remaining, 72-59, and Mauricio misses the first of 2 free throws. So checking into the game for Contra Costa will be number 10, Walton, and number 11, Rae Jackson. Checking out will be Syvanthong, and number 21, that's Deontay Smith. Mauricio with the second of 2 free throws, and the second one is up and good for Victor Mauricio. Rae Jackson has the inbound, drives up the floor, over to Wilson. Wilson to Sullen. Sullen says slow it down. Wilson has it, pressured by Mauricio. Over to Walton. Walton has it back to Wilson. Wilson drives it up, throws a lob, the shot, but a spike dunk missed by Wickett on the offensive rebound, and a foul by number 33, and that would be Gerard Andrus. So Wickett had an opportunity for a nice spike dunk. It rimmed in and out, but Wickett plays above the rim. So anytime that ball goes up, you have to make sure you put a body on him, because he has the ability to go over the defender and finish above the rim. Shooting 2 free throws will be Anthony Sullen, and the first free throw is up and good. Sullen, who's had his struggles at the line this evening, was able to knock that first one down. So let's see if he can repeat that action on the second free throw. His second free throw is up and good as well for Sullen, and Contra Costa has a 14-point lead with 2:30 remaining on the clock. Tate has it, receives the screen for Andrews, shoots the triple off. Again, Wickett with the rebound, undercut by number 21, that'll be Hooper. And so Wickett will be going right back to the free throw line again to add on to his point total. So Wickett has a double-double this evening, as he's been playing above and beyond what Coach Miguel Johnson has asked for tonight. He has, again, just been a one-man wrecking crew this evening. He's pretty much won this game all by himself. But I would like to add, though, Anthony Sullen has had a solid game as well, but Wickett has clearly has his footprints all over this game this evening. There's the first of another free throw for Wickett. That one is down, and that's good. That adds on to his point total, as Contra Costa has a 75-60 lead with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the half. In the game, the second free throw by Wickett is up and good, and Consumnes River will have trouble getting the ball inbound. Contra Costa still pressing with their run and jump. Turnover again for Tate. So Tate has had a hard time dribbling the basketball, the freshman. I'm sure he's going to learn from this, though. He's a solid player, but he's a young freshman. So if you look at the roster for Consumnes River, they have a ton of freshmen, so they will be back next year, and they will be wreaking havoc I'm sure they will, as Coach Aye has a good roster of kids coming in. Wilson with the first free throw, and that will be missed. So checking out of the game, I'm sure that's the last time he'll be playing in this game this evening, will be Larry Wickett, and checking in will be Jeremiah Alston. So the first free throw by Wilson was missed. The second free throw is missed as well. He fights for his own rebound. Looks like he's going to get the rebound. No, he's getting Lintz, has it. Dribble it up the floor. Lintz has it. Drives it to the rim. Shot to the rim, and he'll be fouled. So a late whistle by Courtney Holmes, but he was indeed fouled on the play. And Lintz will be going back to the free throw line, where he pretty much has made a living all evening long. So if you look at the future for Consumnes, the Riverhawks, they have Tate's a freshman, Lintz is a freshman. First free throw is up and good. Wariso's a freshman. Hooper's a freshman. Gerard Andrus is a freshman. Bakari Bradford is a freshman. So their main guns are freshmen. So they're going to have a quality team coming back next season. But for Contra Costa, it looks like they're going to be moving on, playing the winner out of the Feather River and Sac City game. So the second free throw is up and good by Lintz as well. So that adds to his point total, as Contra Costa has a 14-point lead, 76-62, with 2:04 remaining in the second quarter. Rae Jackson drives the balls up the floor, kicks it to the left corner. Shot is missed by Walton. Lintz has it, drives it to the rim for the layup and foul. So he is missed on the layup, but the foul would be on number 35. That'll be Marquise Pippins. So he will pick up the first foul in the game. But this is where coaches just want you to play the game, allow the layup. We don't want to stop the clock. We don't want to give the team an opportunity to score baskets when the clock isn't moving. So give up the layup. You have a commanding lead. They're going to have to foul you. Do not stop the clock by making unnecessary fouls at this point in the game. So Lintz is back to the free throw line again, and he knocks down another free throw, and checking into the game is number 5 for Contra Costa, and that would be Jason Wright. So Lintz will be shooting his second free throw, and that free throw is up and good as well. So Lintz has made his living at the free throw line. He's done an excellent job so far. Checking back into the game will be the freshman Tate from Gary, Indiana, and checking out of the game will be freshman Trevor Hooper. Shotgun play out of bounds for Contra Costa. Number 5 with the shot to the rim is missed. Wariso secures the rebound over to Lintz. Alley-oop pass over to Andrews. Too tall for Andrews, and that ball will be out of bounds. An unnecessary turnover for Cosumnes River, and Contra Costa will be keying it in with 1:39 remaining, up by 12, 76-64. So Contra Costa just needs to get the ball in bounds, run the clock, take a good quality shot, and that's what Coach Johnson is saying. Sullen has it over to Wilson. Wilson has it back to Sullen. Sullen has it, and Wilson will be fouled by Wariso, and that'll be free throws for number 1, Dwight Wilson. So Wilson be going to the free throw line. Be shooting 2 free throws, and the first free throw is up and good for Dwight Wilson, and that will be his 3rd point of the game. Checking out of the game will be Bakari Bradford. He's checking out, and checking back in will be Leondre Lintz. So Bakari Bradford checks out, Lintz checks in, and Wilson will be shooting the second of 2 free throws, and this free throw is up and good as well. So Contra Costa extends their lead to 14 and they're still pressing. Lintz gets to the rim. Nice right-handed layup. Is rebounded by, so the shot by Lintz was missed to the rim as he contorted his body but was not able to finish, and the rebound was secured by Contra Costa, and that will be going back to the free throw line. It looks like it'll be Dwight Wilson who will be going back to the free throw line for his third and fourth free throws of the game. So 78-64 with 1:20 remaining in the second round to the march to the Final Four for Contra Costa. You gotta love playoff basketball. As we said earlier, it's all about survive and advance, and Contra Costa looks as though they're going to survive as Wilson misses the second of the free throw. Lintz has it, kicks it over to Tate. Tate loses control, back to Lintz. Lintz has it guarded by Wilson. Lintz with a long tray ball, up and good. Nice tray ball by Leondre Lintz, and that's his first three, his first triple of the game. So 1:05 remaining, and the Riverhawks are not going down easily, down 79-67 with a little over a minute remaining in the ball game. So the winner of this game, it looks as though it's going to be Contra Costa. They're going to have a chance to play the winner out of the Feather River Sac City game. The Sac City game against Feather River is played tomorrow night. And Feather River is the #2 ranked team in Northern California. They are right behind City College of San Francisco, who's on the other side of the bracket. So Contra Costa looks as though they're going to win this game against Consumnes River. Sac City will play Feather River tomorrow night, so I'm sure Contra Costa will have an eye on that game to see where they go. If Sac City upsets Feather River, Contra Costa has a chance to host the third round game. So I'm sure that Contra Costa would like to have that to happen so they can host the third round game. And if that does happen, I'm sure that Bay Area Sports TV will be here streaming that game. So we're looking to hope that Sac City wins that game so we can provide coverage for you here in San Pablo, California. So Contra Costa will be keying the ball in, and almost a turnover, and it will be a foul on Andrus. So shooting free throws for Contra Costa will be Danzell Walker. So Andrus went for the steal. I mean, in this point in the game, he has to do that because they're down by 12 points. They're trying to make something happen, but kind of got him on the hand, so they called the foul, and so that'll be his fourth foul of the game. But he has played an outstanding game considering he had 2 fouls early, and he was able to withstand that and play the remainder of the game. So the first free throw by Danzell Walker is up and good. So he comes into the game, sits on the bench, comes in, knocks down a free throw. Second free throw is missed, and the rebound by Andrus, outlet pass to Tate. Tate has it, drives it to the rim, and he will be fouled by Wilson. Again, those are plays that drive the coaches crazy. Why are you fouling in that situation? I'm sure Coach Johnson asked that question. Give up the layup. You're up by an insurmountable amount. You're winning the game by double figures. A foul is not needed. Just give up the foul and get the ball out of bounds. Tate misses the free throw, secured by Cosumnes River, and it'll be out of bounds off of Hooper, and Contra Costa will be keying the ball inbounds under a full court pressure by Cosumnes River. Wilson gets it over the timeline, drives it to the rim, and misses the layup. The putback slam by Jackson was missed, and Wilson will be shooting free throws. So I'm sure this is a situation that I see Coach Johnson talking to his players. Let's just run some clock to get out of here with no injuries right now. Wilson will be shooting 2 free throws, but again, this is where the coaching staff has to point out that You got to learn how to close games out. Silly fouls late in the games are not good. You want to get out of the habit of doing that, and Contra Costa has been guilty of doing late silly fouls late in the game, and they're winning. They have a commanding lead in the game. So Wilson back to the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws with 51.2 seconds remaining in the game, and he knocks down the first free throw, 3 for 3, 3 for 4 so far, 81-69. The second free throw is up and good, and Contra Costa has a commanding lead, 82-69, with 49 seconds remaining in the game. So this is a no foul situation here. Lintz, step back 3, miss. Wariso receives the rebound. Drives it to the rim, fouled again. So Wariso goes to the rim and is fouled by number 15 for Contra Costa, and that would be Danzell Walker's foul. So I'm sure Coach Johnson just wants this game to be over. It's 34.8 seconds remaining. Depending on these 2 free throws, I'm sure Coach Johnson just wants this game to be over as quickly as possible as Wariso and 1 makes the shot. Right over the half court. Looks like he's being trapped. Steps over. Turnover. Picked up by Lintz. Lob. Andrus off the rim. Contra Costa receives it. Rae Jackson's lob. Layup for Contra Costa, and a timeout. I'm sure not a timeout. It was timeout on the floor by the officials. It's 12.9 seconds remaining, and it looks as though Contra Costa will walk away with the lead and the win, and they will be playing the winner out of Saturday night's game, the number 2 ranked Feather River College against Sacramento City College. So again, if Sacramento City College upsets Feather River, you will be seeing us here next week as Contra Costa will be hosting Feather River College. And a turnover for Consumnes River in the backcourt, so it's 14.8 seconds remaining. I'm sure Coach Johnson just wants the ball inbounded and run the clock out. There's no shot needed in this situation. And there's a foul by Hooper with 12.1 seconds remaining. And you can't argue with the fact that Hooper made the foul, but down by 12 with 12 seconds remaining. Just let that play happen and let the game be over. So shooting 2 free throws will be Marquise Pippins. First free throw is no good for Pippins, the freshman forward. So Pippins will be shooting the second free throw. 84-72, 12-point game. Second free throw is missed, and Hooper receives the rebound for Consumnes River. Drives it to the rim, throws it up, missed it, followed by Bakari Bradford. And a timeout on the floor with 6.3 seconds remaining by Devin Aye. So, Coach, this could be a teaching point that he's relaying to his players at this point, probably telling them, hey, I'm proud of what you've done. We'll be back here next year. Remember this feeling, because we'll have a chance next year as well. So this game is brought to you by the Contra Costa College Associated Student Union. We'd like to thank them for their continued support of Bay Area Sports TV. And again, we're hopeful that we'll be able to bring you a telecast next week. And we're crossing our fingers that the Sacramento City College can upset Feather River we get a third round game back here. A shotgun play by Contra Costa, intercepted by Lintz with the long tray ball. Up and good by Lintz. With 0.4 seconds remaining in the game, 84-77. Contra Costa will be keying the ball in. Pass the ball, and it'll be a foul on number 5. Jason Wright fouls while Riso with the foul. 0.4 of a second remaining, and looks as though Contra Costa will be moving on to the third round game. So as Jason Wright will be shooting his free throw, and this will be his first time to the free throw line. Bay Area Sports TV video production crew, my name is Dr. Joaquin Wallace. Our camera operator was Kimberly Fabrizi, and our video producer was Tim Banks here at Bay Area Sports TV. So we'd like to thank you again for joining us. And again, we're hopeful that Contra Costa can get that third round game. And Contra Costa is going to walk out of the gym with the win, with a decisive 86-77 win. And they hit their scoring average, which was 81.5 points per game. So if I had to call a player of the game, I'm sure, Tim, you can agree with me, it would have to be Larry Wickett, who had just an outstanding game today. It's well over 20 points, double-double for himself, and some great highlight dunks as well. And Anthony Sullen, who started off slow, was able to rebound and jump right into scoring as well. So Contra Costa improves their overall record to 24-7, and Consumnes River, their season ends 17-11, but they've had a great season as they were the Big 8 champs. So Contra Costa now will await the winner of Saturday night's game to find out exactly where they play and who they play for the next third round game. So again, we'd like to thank you for coming out and enjoying the game and supporting Bay Area Sports TV. My name is Dr. Joaquin Wallace. We'd like to say drive home safely, and thank you again as Contra Costa will move on in the third round of the playoffs with a decisive 86-77 win. Thank you and good night.